Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to another video, and in this video we are looking at the Riskrunner. Before we get into the gameplay and the setup, a quick reminder to subscribe and also a request to like the video. Liking the video really helps us out, so if you could hit that like button and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. So the Riskrunner, guys, it hasn't really changed much over the years, but SMGs obviously got that buff. I covered the Huckleberry, I covered the Taraba, so I figured out I'd finish off the set by also covering the Riskrunner with the exotic perk Conductor, basically chains lightning, and Conductor also feeds into that. Whenever you take arc damage, that's when Conductor starts happening. I also completed the catalyst just for the video, so you can see that massive bump to range that you get with the catalyst, which is very useful indeed. And you know, it's really surprising. I was also using pulse grenades and bottom tree striker, so probably saw in some of those intro clips I was procking the perk by pulse grenading my feet. And we were also using Peacekeepers, which are of course the premier SMG exotic in the game. And yeah, so my thoughts on the Riskrunner to start off with. Very surprised. I've always kind of, I don't know what the right word is, underrated Riskrunner in PvP. I've always seen it as a PvE weapon, and obviously by design the weapon shines much more in PvE. Now with that change that Bungie made for this season with the visual recoil of SMGs, it really has made a difference. I think that plus the catalyst that I just unlocked before playing, yeah, so now it's got a way bigger, you know, field of range basically where you can get a kill, whereas before you had to be right next to them. And of course, with it being a 900 RPM SMG, they are always, at least on controller, the most difficult to control. And with the changes Bungie made to controlling, you know, the recoil and the visual shake on your screen and all of that, yeah, it feels like a whole new gun to me. Very powerful. Now obviously the main thing with the gun is Conductor. If you're not getting Conductor active, it's not really worth using this SMG. It's not worth the exotic slot. I'm sure you could just find a 900 RPM and try and get stats as similar as possible to this, and you know, you might do just as well. But you can perk Conductor yourself. I touched on that a little bit earlier in the video. You can just pulse grenade your own feet and boom, you've got Conductor ready to go. And it's a little bit cheesy, but also there's a downside to it because you do damage yourself a little bit whenever, you know, you throw a nade at your feet. But when you're going to be really in business is when some poor soul has an energy arc weapon. In a case like that, you're going to be proccing the perk very often. And of course there will be the odd Chaos Reach main in the lobby who will be throwing arc grenades at you and proccing the perk for you. And you can see here when you get the perks going, it's just very lethal, man. Now I was also playing bottom tree striker, which has fantastic synergy. Obviously I talked about the pulse grenades, but also proccing frontal assault and knockout is just really powerful. Frontal assault giving you, I think, a 15% damage boost, as well as automatically reloading the magazine and giving you maximum stability. Knockout, again, this procs when you break shields, which you'll be doing quite a lot with SMGs. You can fly in with a melee, proc frontal assault, get reversal going to get your health back. And then of course we are rocking the Peacekeepers, so every time you switch and stow the weapon it reloads. You also get increased movement, handling, basically everything. It's just absolutely immense. This was arguably the most fun I had rocking an SMG, even more fun than Taraba and Huckleberry. When you get the perk going on this gun and you just, yeah, electrocuting and frying everyone like an egg, mate. I'm making breakfast out of these Guardians and Iron Banner. It's just really nice. It's really fun. Is it as effective as the other two overall? No. If you're asking me what is my ranking of the exotic SMGs, I'd probably, this is a tough one. Taraba is an absolutely insane weapon, but I'd have to give top spot to Huckleberry, because Huckleberry is probably the least situational out of the three SMGs. It's just good every time you pull the trigger. Taraba obviously is situational. You need to take damage and then reload, and then when you get Ravenous Beast going, it's insane. And then obviously Riskrunner is even more situational. You need to take arc damage specifically, and then it becomes absolutely insane. Another thing I wanted to point out is running Taking Charge, which is obviously a mod you can put on, where if you pick up an orb you become charged with light, is very strong with this weapon, because when you proc Conductor, you're going to get some multi-kills. You know, you're going to get double kills, triples, even 4 pieces, and you're going to make orbs. Pick up that orb, and if you're running high energy fire, you're now charged with light and you're doing like 20 plus, I think it's 22 or 23 to the head. I can't remember what it was doing, but it was a lot of damage. And when you're stacking high energy fire with Conductor and Conductor and Peacekeepers and pulse grenades and frontal assault and knockout and reversal. Well, you see where I'm going with this. It's just a surprisingly very powerful setup in 6v6. Obviously in something like Trials of Osiris or competitive, I wouldn't recommend this weapon. But my goodness, in Iron Banner, I was shredding with this weapon. So many multi-kills, it was just insane. Like truly. I use that word a lot, but it really was insane how many multi-kills I got today. It's just crazy, man. People like to bunch up on flags. I toast myself with a pulse grenade and just pull the trigger. Literally close my eyes and, you know, next thing you know, I open them and everyone's dead. That's the Riskrunner in a nutshell for you guys. Such a beastie gun. Now, I want to know what you guys think. What is your personal ranking for SMGs in the game right now? Do you agree with mine, Huckleberry, Tyraba, and Riskrunner? Or do you have something else that you prefer? Let me know. I've had a ton of fun using SMGs this season. It's been really fun. They do complement my playstyle pretty well, I like to think, with the run and gun and the aggression. Yeah, definitely something to consider if you haven't tried them yet, especially in 6v6. Obviously in Trials, maybe not. But in 6v6 and Iron Banner, you can be an absolute menace with the Riskrunner and Bottom Tree Striker. It's the killer build, man. It is the killer build. Now, you could rock Peacekeepers on Behemoths for even more speed, but then you wouldn't have the pulse grenades to conduct all of that electricity into your victims, and that would be a shame now, wouldn't it? That would be a shame. And I wish Lord Saladin would get more excited for my Riskrunner plays though. I get rearing out of medals every game and he's just like, die, and then he just starts rambling on about some other shit. I don't know what he's talking about. Anyway, guys, if you made it this far, all the way to the end of the video, and you still haven't hit like, what are you waiting for? Smash that like button like I smashed my enemies with Riskrunner, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.